Hello friends, whether you are a student or a working professional, the most common word that we often hear in this era is stress, which we often think it's psychological, but also it causes a lot of physical illness to the body. Nowadays, the lifestyle diseases we're talking about, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, heart attack, and so many other diseases are related to stress, and it's very well proven scientifically nowadays. There could be many reasons that one person gets stressed. It could be because of their personality, their circumstances, their environment, and socio-economic conditions and things like that. Today I'm going to talk to you about 4 practical tips that you can do or follow to effectively handle your stress. Number one thing is that knowing your priorities in our life. Very often, we don't know our priorities in our life. Unless we know our priorities and purpose for our life, we don't know which are the things that we need to be spending more time on and things that we need to be actually spending less time on. If I ask you 4 priorities in your life, what are the things that you would say? Have you ever thought about it? So write down 4 important things or priorities in your life. Is it your work? Is it your spiritual things? Or is it your family? Or it's your relationship? It could be anything. And also, unless you know your priorities for that particular day, whether if you're a student or a working person, you should know your targets or priorities for the particular day and for the month and for a year. Unless you do that and plan it well, you would obviously get stressed because you would be crossing your deadline and you won't be able to finish your task on time. I want to give you an example from the life of Jesus. In Mark chapter 1, we read, beginning from verse 34, we see Jesus is performing a lot of miracles, casting out demons, and so many people are being benefited because of Jesus' presence there. And after a while, early in the morning, Jesus gets up and goes to a desolate place and spends time in solitude. These disciples are looking for him, especially Simon comes and asks Jesus, Jesus, what are you doing here? There are a lot of people who are waiting for you, and they want you to do miracles, they want you to heal them, they want you to cast out demons. Come. You know what Jesus says in verse 38, let us go on to the next town that I may preach there also, for that is why I came out. Jesus knew exactly what he came for. The purpose of Jesus coming to this earth was to preach the gospel and to die on the cross for our salvation. He did not come to gain attention of people. He did not come to perform miracles or cast out demons, even though it was part of his ministry. But the primary purpose for him to preach the gospel, and Jesus did that exactly. Do you know the purpose for your life? Do you know the priorities for your life? If you know that exactly, you would know what to do. So know your priorities. Number 2, learn to say or not now. Very often we let other people control our schedule, control our time, dictate our schedule, and we get stressed because of that. We don't say no or not now. For example, if somebody asks you a favor or a help or work, you don't say, hey, I can't do that right now, or can you give me some more time? Because in the Indian setting, we think it is very difficult to say no in front of another person or to say it on their face. So we want to please another person, or we want to have the approval of the other person. We don't want to hurt them. But if you start saying no and not now, you would be able to better plan your schedule and your time. I'm not asking you to say, I can't help you, or I'm not asking you to say, don't help others, but do not let other people control your schedule or your time, and that can lead to your stress. Number 3, ask help when required. We think we can do everything on ourselves. We think we can control everything on ourselves. But very often we don't go to another person and ask for help. Sometimes other person might be able to do better than you. For example, if I'm not sure, or I'm not very familiar with doing Excel or some things in Microsoft Excel. Rather than I spending more time on that, and asking another person or a friend or a secretary to do the task for me, it's more easy for me to get the help from them so that I will be able to concentrate some of the technical things that I am good at. So if you can stop concentrating on the mundane things and put your brain in the things that your skill is more required, you will be able to better manage your time and reduce your stress level. It could be either people working with you or working under you, or it could also be some of your friends. Especially if you're a student, you need help. Ask your friends or relatives or brothers and siblings and so on. So that when you get more help from others, you know that you are not alone and you have a lot of social support around you. And that is how you are created, isn't it? Man is not created just to be in isolation or just be alone. We are created with so many people by God so that many other can actually pitch in whenever the help is required. So ask people when you need help. We also see the same thing in the gospel. When Jesus was performing miracle, there are 5,000 people who are hungry, and disciples coming and asking Jesus, can you feed them because they are hungry? But you know what Jesus said? You feed them. In other words, Jesus is actually empowering them, capacitating them so that they would be able to handle certain circumstances or situation. So you also need to capacitate people or empower people and delegate certain work to them so that you would be able to focus on things that your skill is more required. Number 4, take rest. When you look at the schedule for the particular day, you have a list of things. Oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. Do you actually put in the things to do list, I need to take rest from this time to this time? We don't do that. But an adult needs at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. When you have sleepless nights, obviously you know that you can't do well, you cannot perform well. You will be all the time irritable, you will be fatigued, and ultimately lead to other diseases as well. So take rest and put that in your schedule. We read in Mark chapter 31 like this. And he said to them, come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest while. For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat. So Jesus is taking time and asking these disciples also to take rest in spite of their busy schedule. So take rest, and that is very, very important for you. And in the gospel, it's recorded that at least 8 times Jesus rested because he was human as well as God himself. So he also had fatigue, he also was tired, so he needs to rest. So take time to unwind yourself, relax and rejuvenate so that you will be able to function very well at the end of your rest. So other things that you can do to reduce your stress are concentrating on your hobbies, doing exercises, spending time with your loved ones. It could be your children or wife, and going out to places, traveling around. These are things you can do. But these 4 important things you remember: that know your priorities, say no or not no. Number 3, get help when you need. Number 4, take rest. So I hope you will be able to reduce your stress level by following these tips. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.